De la matraca. La matraca, traca, traca, la matraca, traca, traca, la matraca, traca, traca, la matraca, traca, traca.
Anyways, today we're gonna have a very good presentation. It's for health and wellness practices. If you are not in health and wellness practice, probably you should listen if you want to, but maybe it's not gonna pertain to you. But anyways, I wanted to give you the presentations that I call it the 7 growth systems every modern health and wellness practice needs to increase revenue without increasing burnout. How fractional CMO strategies and AI implementation help practices to grow smarter, not harder. Again, by me, Georgina Salgado Chavez. I'm a fractional CMO, AI consultant. I'm a bilingual, I speak English and Spanish. Some of these presentations is going to be in Spanish. And if you want to find out more about me, you can go to aistrategy.com. And I say it right, aistrategy.com. You got to add the R in it. All right? Now, we're going to go with the first things. First of all, congratulations by being here. Taking the time to show up for your practice today is very important, and I appreciate the timing that you take for this presentation. Why you are here? The fact that you are here tells me you want to grow, you're ready to move revenue and more patients without the chaos of guessing what to try next. Your stretching thing, referrals, scheduling, intake, follow-up, it all runs through you, and there is no time left over. You try tactics, new tools, a marketing hire, another course. Nothing has closed the gap between effort and results. Let's be direct. Who's this workshop is not for? I'd rather to self-select out now the waste of handout hour of your day. I don't want that you waste your time being here in a presentation that don't pertain to you, and if you're thinking the wrong way about the presentation, maybe this is not for you either. Your content without plateau practice and don't actually want more revenue. So many people, they are happy where they're at. If they plateau and they want to stay out there, this is not for you. You want a magic AI button with no strategy, no plan, and no accountability. If that's who you are, probably this is not for you either. You are not willing to document a process or let go on doing everything yourself. A lot of the business owners who has their baby, that's the business, they don't want to delegate things to others. They want to stay in the same way, and they don't want to change it. If this is you, probably this is not going to be for you. You are looking for a cheapest option instead of the right one for your practice. Unfortunately, running a business costs money. And if you want to be free, it's going to cost you either time or more money in the long run. So if you're looking for something that you guys not going to be spending money, probably this is not for you either, because, if we're going to implement a CRM, AI costs money, CRM costs money, so it is money. Now, are we going to waste your money? No, really, I don't like people wasting their money. I want that every penny that you invest in your business, you get a return on investment, and that's mainly my goal for me. My promise to you is I show you exactly what's possible when you remove the bottlenecks quickly, capping your growth. Bottlenecks are the main thing that you are obsessed about it, and also those are the ones that keeping you business where it is at right now. If you want to grow 2 or 3x revenue growth, clients pursue with a document growth system, If you're looking to save 10 to 15 plus hours, free up a week within the first 30 days. If you want 90 days roadmap connecting strategy, operations, and AI implementation, without hiring more staff, without sacrificing patient care, then this is for you. This is the place where you're supposed to be at. Who am I? Well, my name is Georgina Salgado Chavez. I'm a fractional CMO and AI growth strategist. You guys, today I rare hybrid strategist and implementer in one person. Most of these fractional CMOs or AI consultants, they do one of the two. They either strategy, and for instance, agencies and technical people in AI, they do the implementation. I do both. I do the leadership and the implementation. Fractional CMO leadership paired with hands-on AI implementation. No plan you receive and are left to execute alone. So many business owners, somebody come into the picture and they get like a fractional CMO or maybe an AI consultant come into the picture and they just do the strategy and they're waiting for somebody else to do the implementation. And sometimes it's a disconnection between the two of them and sometimes you don't get the results that you're looking for. In my case, I do both. So the business is taken care accordingly and all the results is going to be accordingly to the strategy as well. So I'm bilingual. I also speak English and Spanish very well. Sometimes I get more accent in one or the other, and it's nothing to do with know it very well or not. It's just the thing is sometimes my brain, when it switch, it gets stuck in one side or the other, okay? Sometimes you're going to see me speak Spanish awfully. Sometimes you're going to hear me speak English awfully. And that's probably my brain is flip-flopping from one place to another one. And sometimes I don't even understand when I speak English or Spanish because my brain, that's how it's been working. I'm also a member of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce in Chicago, a woman business owner, and I'm Mexican as well, so that's why it's the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I choose that. They have a very good set of people, and they are very good for me. I used to own my business too, and I used to live in a chaos. Now help clients to solve the chaos. Outcome focus. The promise is revenue results, not just deliverables and dashboard. The real problem, why great practitioners often struggle to grow. Your training taught you anatomy, physiology, diagnosis, patient care, treatment protocols. In reality, this is how it is when you go to school. I went to school for alternative medicine, and that's the only thing that we know. More about treatments, how to solve people's illness, how to solve people's problems, pains, and aches, but never and rarely taught you marketing and positioning, leadership and hiring, operation and systems, automation and revenue strategy. Business success is a different discipline than clinical success. Mastering doesn't hand it to you in school. The ship. Stop chasing more patients and start building your systems. First of all, you have to have great care, patient experience, efficient operations, consistent marketing, automation, more capacity to increase revenue growth. Every additional patient without a system behind them just adds more chaos. Cystic compounds, volume alone doesn't. Sounds familiar? What actually happening inside your practice right now? Revenue has plateaued despite working hard than ever. Operation feel chaotic. Nothing runs the same way twice. The staff shop in manual paperwork instead of patient care. They are not documented systems, just tribal knowledge. Every decision, big or small, bottlenecks through you. Everything is solved by the business owner. And I can tell you that I resonate with that because I used to do exactly the same thing. what it costs you every month. You wait, this gets more expensive. Sometimes because you try to juggle between one thing and the other system, you lose patience. All qualified leads slip through the cracks before they ever book. And sometimes we spend a lot of money in advertising for what? To lose the leads. No accountability, nothing moves forward unless you're in the room. That's the problem with most of us as a business owners. In the past, I used to have those problems, and it's like, you don't say move, it doesn't move. Wasted hours. Stop and spend hours on admin instead of growing, driving work. Most of you employees, they waste time in bottlenecks from the company or tedious jobs that they don't create any revenue, but they are necessary for you to function. As ceiling and scale, growth feels impossible without adding heavy or getting overwhelmed. I used to believe more patience was the answer. I was wrong. More patience without system just means more chaos, faster. The pivotal moment came when I stopped chasing volume and started building a connected growth engine. A strategy first, then AI systems to run it every day. Georgina Salgado Chavez. The methodology that I use is the Practice Grow Operations System. One connected system, no accelerated advice, marketing operations, and automation working as one growth engine. Everything works systematically, not separated. For instance, you create the revenue, operations, system, capacity, and sustainable growth. If you have everything in place, it's going to be sustainable growth, but long term, not just for 1 month or 1 day. This is a long term strategy as well. Traditional CMOs plans the growth. In marketing, this is how it works. The traditional CMOs plan the growth and the strategy. AI agencies build the tools. This doesn't both. I do both to execute a strategy and the automation engine to run it. Most of the people, they don't do that, and sometimes when they don't connect it, they come out with two different things, and the one that suffer the consequence is the business. The framework, the 7 growth systems every modern practice needs. Patient acquisition. Without patience, you don't have a system, you don't have a business. Patient conversion. You need to convert those patients. Every lead that comes in the door, you have to convert it as much as you can. Patient experience. The experience that you give them, it has to be a good one. Otherwise, if you fail in providing a good reputation, otherwise people, they don't come back. Operational efficiency. You have to have everything in place for the government, for you, for your systems in place. Revenue growth, that reflects how much money you make. That's good. Your leadership. Leadership is extremely important. So many times we don't care about business owners, about leadership, but one of the things that it can make you business grow and have everything in place and grow your business as well as leadership with your employees, leadership in the market, leadership in the in your business, etc., etc. AI enable grow. AI enable grow. I'm gonna go over every single one of them. Patient acquisition. If referrals is low tomorrow, would your practice still grow? Many people, they just rely on referrals, and that's something this a little tricky, because if you just use one source of getting customers, your business is not very solid. Actually, when you go to do certain processes and government processes, they tell you if you don't have more than 2 clients, more than 2 sources of getting business, you don't have a business. So that's something that I can tell you, that if you go to like SBA or certain governmental entities, they tell you, if you have one source of getting income, you don't have a business. Basically, they don't even pay attention to you. Relying on the source of patients create unnecessary risks. Where new patients actually come from? Google, referrals, community, social, website, reviews? Which channel compound over time versus which ones stall the moment you stop paying? How to build predictable, diversified patient flow instead of fees of unfounded few months. This is one of the problems that most of the business owners, that they don't have a strategy in place. That sometimes they have a lot of customers they face, and then the following few months they don't have no customers, and the income, it goes up and down, up and down. They don't have a system. They don't have strategy in place. They just have good luck or bad luck, what I can say. The number one growth risk we find in health and wellness practice, 70% of the new patients trace to a single channel. One single channel. So meaning you just do it one single strategy. And some gurus, that's what they tell you. That's what they tell you. You have to go one channel. The other thing that some gurus, they tell you is like, have only one avatar. So you just do one thing, and if that's one thing is not necessary at that point, well, you get stuck. One slow month and revenue drops within. Discovery number 2, operational inefficiency plus AI. How much of your team weeks go to work that is patient care? AI amplifies good systems. It doesn't replace practitioners. Nowadays with the AI, everybody thinks that they're just going to push a button or use AI for everything, and that's not how it works. Especially in healthcare, I would prefer that you keep certain things doing as a human being, and other ones, you can automate and AIify in your business. Not all of it can be AIify. Automate is repetitive tasks, intake forms, reminder calls, scheduling, follow-up messages. Free your team to focus on higher value patient-facing interaction. Know exactly where AI saves hours each day and where it shows never touch patient care. You can save 10 to 15 hours. Free up week is the typical result. One repetitive admin work is automated without adding a single new hire. So many people, when they AIify, for instance, in the doctors, they AIify the receptionist part of it, how to schedule and cancel appointments, how to take new people to follow up with the new leads. Is a lot of the stuff that you can automate, but you're never going to automate the human touch and the human connection and the treatment plans. That's got to be by a practitioner. So that's why you shine in that space, not AI. And I don't care what everybody says. You can put a lot of machines, but it's not going to be the same treatment. So what I would recommend you that you use AI is for automated, repetitive tasks, intake form, reminder calls, scheduling, follow-up messages. That's something that you can do, and you're going to be very effective. And instead of you wasting your time too, or you employees. Discover number 2, revenue growth system. More patients, more revenue, right? Not always. Sustainable growth beats simple chasing higher patient volume. And this is something that most of us, we think as a business owner. The most customer, the most that we're going to make money with. And sometimes that's not necessary. In the framework that I use this one. It's a 6 levers or 6 levels or six steps, whatever you want to call it. It's the 6 levers, I call it. And it's awareness. So people has to know about your business. For instance, so many people, I don't know, but they send like letters to tell everybody, we open in business. It's not necessary, it has to be done like that nowadays, because now we have social media, we have this podcast, they have a bunch of stuff that you can do in order to know awareness, right? That's awareness. Then it's leads. Leads is the only way that you can say this a lead is when you get the name, phone number, and maybe the phone number and the email. All right, but The thing is, many people think that you having a name, an email, and a phone number, it means that's a lead. It's not a lead if they don't want to buy from you. A quality lead is somebody that has the problem that you solve it and is intending to buy. Those are the quality leads. So many agencies, what they do, they give you a phone number and an email and a lead because they wanted to get your information. And the thing is not people that they don't even want to buy and they don't even care. I just got a phone call recently and they say, oh, I pay in a lot of money in advertising, but I don't get in the results. And I said, what are you doing? He said, I get in a lot of phone calls that they don't even want to buy what I'm selling. Well, the quality of leads are bad. So meaning this part of the strategy. Sometimes you don't the agencies, they go like, oh, but you haven't the leads. Some people even say, if you don't get the leads, I give you your money back. So they give you the wrong leads, so you're not going to get your money back, but you don't get the leads that you were looking for. So it's always a catch with those comments, right? With those guarantees. But the thing is, in order for you to get a lead, it has to be a good quality lead for your business. Then it's nurturing. Nurturing is, you got to keep in touch with the customers in order for you to get more sales. Then is sales. Sales is when you receive the money. Then is repetitive business. This is something that most of the business owners, they feel. Nurturing and repeating. Nurturing and repeating. Sometimes you don't need to sell something that you sell, but you can partner up with other people. Say, listen, give me some of your percentage, like affiliate, or partner up with another company that they sell something else. They enhance what you sell with the customers. So that will be repeating. And also reputation. Many times we get like the customers, they pay us big amount, but then we screwed up in reputation. We do something stupid. We don't have good customer service. We don't answer questions. We don't give the care that we need to give. So that sometimes we get the reputation the wrong way. Revenue also tied that retention, reactivation, and referrals for existing patients. This is what I was talking about. Reduce no-shows. With AI, you can reduce no-shows big time because so many times people, they fail to make it to our office because they forget. A lot of people, they don't have a calendars like us. Most of us practitioners, I used to be a practitioner too, so we have calendars and we go by calendars. But a lot of regular people, everyday people, they forget. I can tell you, my man, he always forget his doctor appointments. He always forget the massage appointments. He always forget the chiropractor appointments. So this is very common. Additional appropriate service and capacity optimization. That's what I was telling you. Sometimes when you have a good strategist like AI consulting, sometimes what we do, we look in other services that you can provide, but you don't have to do much work. It's something that just enhance what you're doing already or change it a little bit. Sometimes we do the journal, the different tiers of what you do in a different intensities kind of deal. And then you can go ahead and get more revenue, 2-3x the revenue. Grow practice, pursue when acquisition, retention, and operation are treated as one connected system and separate initiatives. Like I say, you need to think a little bit out of the box. If you do just consulting, probably you got to start selling supplements, but not just selling supplements and sell the consulting or one of the two. Selling more stuff, or maybe partnering with somebody else. When you do acupuncture, maybe you can partner with a chiropractor. Maybe when a chiropractor partner with somebody that do massage, and then you guys can enhance each other's business and help each other and get revenue for all of the places. The transformation from cost to control. Most of the people, when they come in as before, they have revenue plateau, or they don't have no system, no document systems, growth dependent on the owner. The owner is the one that put all the hats, and if the owner fails for whatever reason, everything else goes to the cracks. Sales opportunities slip away, and staff very in admin. Most of the people, what they do, they get the people in the staffs and get a lot of paperwork, and they don't know what to do because they always have a lot of work because of the paperwork. Then when you hire somebody like me, revenue grows consistently, because that's the whole point, that you have chief marketing officer in your place. Now I do part-time work, so I do it for more than one person, so but more than one business, and this is a strategy. We always plan for 90 days, and we have something to do every day, and every single day you have to follow the plan in order for them to get some sort of results in the long run. Clear workflow and accountability. Operations runs without you. This is a big one. Most of the business owners, they don't know how the business can operate without them. More sales close faster, capacity without adding overwhelm. Let's address it heads on. You may be thinking, ChatGPT is free. Why do I need you? Yeah, I know. ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a tool, not a strategy. The value is dedicated which AI is right for your business and making sure your team actually use it. 90% of the people that I know in businesses, they don't even know how to use GPT correctly. Second of all, they can jeopardize so many things like cybersecurity, privacy in the company. Sometimes people put at risk the company because they're using AI. I heard a company, what they were using, the data without cleaning it, and they were putting phone numbers of the company, of the customers, credit card information, addresses, everything from a customer that they can be jeopardizing and get in a big problems for the customers. And sometimes people, when they don't know how to use it properly, they don't get results. You can learn it over years. Yes, you can learn it by yourself, but you're going to waste more time and more money. Now, ChatGPT is a version that's free, but not all of it is free. You got to pay for it. And if you use the pay account and you start using it because you think that you're going to get better results, the problem is that you're just going to waste your money, your time, and instead of getting something in exchange from AI, something valuable, something that is save you time and money, probably you're going to end up spending more time and more money. So many times they go like, I don't have time to implement any new thing. That's exactly why implementation is done for you, not handed to you to another task of your plate. Most of the business owners are very busy, and we don't want it to get more things to do to the owner. And that's something that a lot of people will appreciate that. I already tried an agency and a marketing hire. Agencies have to plan and leave. This builds the strategy and the system to run it without the cost of a full-time executive. One of the things that I work with my customers is a partnership. Part of the thing is you give me some retainer, and the rest of the money you pay me in what you make, the extra money that you make because I work for you. For instance, if we're going to do a campaign and you get revenue, X amount of money, profit, part of that profit, it goes to me. It's not that much, it's 5%, 10%, 15%, and it's not what you already have in place, it's only what I do for you. So if you're thinking a market is going to do that, not that I'm going to risk the time, the work, and anything in your business. If you don't get results, well, that's your problem, not mine. And with me, what I do, I take responsibility, I take ownership, and I do anything it takes for you to grow, because in the end of the day, I get results for myself as well. Before you go further, trick is to make this work for your practice. Be coachable. You have to learn how to be accessible. A lot of the business owners, they have their ways and they don't want to change nothing. And I don't say that you got to change or you got to change your entire business. No, because the beauty of your business, you have a business for a reason. But be a little flexible. Most of the people that I get sometimes, they get really stuck up and I have to do it this way, otherwise it's not going to work. And when they start being a little flexible, they see results and they make it easy for them. We need to take action on the plan, not just collect more information. Most of the people, they just say, okay, yeah, I hire you. Even people, they hire you, they pay you, and they're never going to do nothing. They just don't want to keep going because they're scared. It's obviously the people, when they do something new, they're scared. Also, too, people, they get stuck in their own ways. And that's something that we all of us do. All right? Focus on progress. You don't need to be perfect. You need to move consistently in the right direction. Commit to the system. If we have a system, we got to commit in order for us to know if it's working or not. If it's not working, we got to change it. Never let self-doubt stop you from having the practice sheet set out to build. You need to have a practice that is built for you and is built accordingly to your needs, to your dreams. The challenge is understanding the framework. The challenge is knowing which system is holding your practice back. Every practice is different. That's why this starts with a professional assessment, no generic package. The natural step is the practice growth and readiness assessment. This assessment is 7 steps to see where is your practice growth scored, patient journey added, AI readiness evaluation, 90 days growth roadmap, marketing performance review, operational bottlenecks analysis, review opportunities assessment, and return on investment projection. The last one is very important because you just don't want to implement AI or marketing that you don't get return on investment. Then, if it's a fit, ongoing fractional CMO and AI grow implementation, we work together. Why trust this? Built by someone who lived it. A red hybrid fractional CMO and AI implementer is one expert. Member of Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, a woman-owned business, end-to-end delivery, a strategy through technology, no fragmented vendors, bilingual, English and Spanish, serving underrepresented founders, outcome-focused, revenue result promise, not just deliverables, a proprietary system, clarity, strategy, and implementation. No hype, no jargon, no obligation. One conversation to map exactly where the chaos is costing you the most and what 90 days path to 2 or 3x revenue actually look like for your practice. There are no generic package. Every engagement is custom to your revenue goals and where the highest return for deliverables. A straight answer, no hype. Why not just hire an agency? Agencies have to plan and leave. This is design the strategy and builds the systems to run it without the cost of a full-time executive. How long until you will see results? Quick wins come first. Many clients free 10 hours a week within 30 days. The full rollout unfold over 90 days. ChatGPT is free. Why do I need this? ChatGPT is a tool, no strategy. The right AI to choose for your business or your team is trained to actually use it. Ready to simplify your growth? Schedule your Clary consultation and what your 90 days buys to 2 and 3x in revenue. This is my information. You can reach me any of that. I don't going to give you no hype, no jargon, no obligation. And until next time, thank you for being in the podcast, and I hope that this one helped somebody up there. They are in health and wellness